Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today we're going to do a little bit of minor fettling and a bit of an update on the Gaffer, my Rover 3500S. Yeah, so I acquired the Gaffer, when was it? Must have been, it's the week after the NEC, so it was end of March, beginning of April, and then as I said in my previous video, I wasn't feeling too great mentally for some reason after getting a car that I've desired for a long time. But yeah, so the day after I collected him from Cambridgeshire, his starter motor decided to pack up. So AJF very kindly whipped that off, sent it to a specialist who rebuilds the new sonolides, cleans it all up, paints it, makes it look very nice. It's down there somewhere, we can't really see it from up here, but it's just behind that manifold. Yeah, so that got sorted out, but then it did the same thing again last week. So took him to Cowley, as you'd have seen in my Drive It Day video. Got him back to the unit, no problems at all. Bit of a funny rattly noise, but then he wouldn't start again. So we bump started it. Luckily Austin was up here, so we managed to get him bump started. Got it down to AJF again. Once we got down the hill, he decided not to start again. Sorry, he decided to start again. Austin, I think, tried him 3 times on the key and it was fine. So I think what they've done this week is they've cleaned some fuses up, just changed some fuses. It seems to be okay now. The other thing, this rattling noise was actually the manifold. So you've got 4 ports on each side coming off the exhaust, and then they meet in a kind of a union down there, and then you've got like an olivey type thing where they all join together, and that was actually loose, so it was rattling, and so it meant the engine was quite noisy. The power was okay. It's 160 brake horsepower V8, so it's pretty pokey anyway, but it's now been sorted out. We'll take it out for a drive in a minute, just so you can appreciate how quiet and smooth this car is. Yeah, so that's been done. I'm trying to think anything else. The oil pressure gauge is packed in, so I need to get a new dash or get the dash out. As I showed you in my collection video, the car jumps out of reverse. It sometimes jumps out of first and fourth as well. So I think the plan with this, as long as it makes it through to the autumn, is to rest the car up in the autumn, get the gearbox out, get it sent off and rebuilt. And at the same time, we've got a bit of an oily mess kind of down here. I don't know how well you can pick it up on the camera. We have got a bit of an oil leak. It's not gushing out, but it's certainly leaking oil. So I must make sure I keep it topped up and checked. But yeah, so that we'll have a look at that at the same time. So that will be a job at AJF. That's not something I'm going to even attempt up here. And then possibly at the same time, there's a guy fairly locally, he can kind of resolder the dashboard. So hopefully it's a question of fixing the dash rather than replacing it. But we'll see. Want to keep as much as we can original on this car. Another job that I'm going to do, which I'm not going to do today because I haven't got any paint. I need to take this car down to Aylesbury to get it paint meshed. One thing I'm going to do is is to flat back all down here where it's a bit of surface rust and paint that up. Get in here as well. So it's fairly solid. It just needs a bit of treatment. Yeah, need to get the Lucas square 8s fitted as well. But that's a luxury thing. We don't need to do that right now, but. Yeah, it was nice to get this car out to its first show last week at Cowley. Just noticed this morning there's a bit of a hole down here. I don't know how well you can see that. So that'll get addressed as well. It's obviously had a bit of a smack at some point because it looks like that corner of the bumper's gone into that wing. So I've got a guy just down the road near Bicester who can do all this welding for me because I really want to get this car looking fairly nice, and I'll ask him if he can do the door skins as well because they all need doing. As a plane's doing a cutout start, we're getting this quite a lot and you think, oh my god, the plane's going to crash, but it's just doing some cutout and restart. Is that the little sports plane? It is. That thing is immense. It does loop-de-loops and all sorts of things. It's obviously just taken off. Some people here have got a lot of land, so they can have planes and stuff in their back gardens. But we'll maybe see him again in a minute. So what I'm going to tackle today is this vinyl roof. So it's gone a bit dull. You can see it's not quite as shiny as it should be. What I don't want to do is wash this car because we've got knackered door seals and we've got door skins going. I don't want to exacerbate it. So I'm actually going to do a non-water wash firstly on this vinyl roof. Then I'm going to show you how I get this sort of back looking really good and black. So I'm going to set you on the tripod and we'll start doing a bit of product application. Right, so what have I got for this microfiber towel? These come from Costco, they're brilliant. You get 30 or 36 in a bag. And I'm going to use this Meguiar's Ultimate Waterless Wash and Wax. It's really good stuff. All I'm going to do is I'll do it in 4 quarters, and we'll do half the roof first so you can see the difference it makes. But I'm going to get a free air show, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, this stuff smells absolutely gorgeous. If it's got a very, very pleasant smell. So I'm just going to give this a good old clean off with this waterless wash and wax. And we'll do, this is really good stuff. Apart from smelling absolutely lovely, but it smells a bit like that Australian shampoo that the girls go mad for. I can't remember, it's probably just Aussie shampoo, but it's got a really nice smell. But it's not about the nice smell, it's about getting this vinyl roof looking absolutely A1. So we cleaned off that side. Let's grab the camera so you can see that it does clean it off pretty nicely. No issues there at all. We'll obviously do these vinyl side panel C-pillars as well, because they're vinyl too. So there's our roof. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side done. You don't need to see me doing that because it's exactly the same process. Just give it a really good clean up, and then we shall treat it with something to make it look a bit spesh, hopefully. Right, so we've now got a nice clean roof. I'm going to use this Autoglim vinyl and rubber coat. I've used this for quite a few years now, actually. I use it on hoses, under the bonnet. Very good on rubber floor mats as well. So if you give a rubber floor mat a really good clean up with whatever you want, snow foam and a jet washer will work just fine. And then let it thoroughly dry and then soak it in this, let it soak in for a bit and then dry off. You get a really nice, almost like, it makes the floor mat look like new. It also works really well on plastics and vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead, is that on? So I'm just going to do half the roof again. I'm just going to give that a misting with this stuff, like so. Just do this C-pillar as well. Just do one side for the camera. We'll pop that out of the way. And what I'll do is probably, whoa, drop some brake cleaner. So what I'll do is grab the camera so you can see it a bit up close. We're just going to let that soak in. We're just going to let that soak into the vinyl. And what it does is it almost nourishes it. So just stop that running because I don't want to have to wipe the West car. What I've done with this car, it did need a bit of a clean, and I did I basically used that Meguiar's stuff to clean the whole car. It's a bit dusty now because it's that time of year where everything gets dusty, but this stuff, we can rub it in with our hand. Probably not supposed to touch it like this, but just give it a good old rub in. And this almost, it certainly nourishes rubber, but it will also nourish the plastic. So that's actually drying off in the sun quite quickly. If I wasn't filming this, I would actually do it in the shade, but because you always complain that there's not enough light in the unit, and I still haven't got it sorted out, we'll buff it off quickly. That's probably not soaked as much as I'd normally like, but it is bringing that roof up pretty nice, I have to say. Let's make sure we get all the stuff off. We'll get this off here. Wipe off there. Make sure we're giving it a good old clean up. So I don't know how well we can see, but we've got a nice shiny side. We've got obviously a clean side, but not quite so shiny. So this stuff is really good for getting things back to black. And what that'll do is that'll sort of nourish that plastic. We'll do it a few times actually over the course of the summer, and that will actually make this vinyl, kind of protects it, makes it come back to life. It genuinely works. I've tried other things in the past. There's some German product, I can't remember the name of it. There's Troll, but this stuff is, Troll goes really tacky and horrible. But this stuff, it just buffs off really nicely. I'd actually used a lot of it on Bram's engine bay, the BRM, in part of my preparation of Pride of Longbridge. So, yeah, there we are. Right, so I'm going to do the other side, move the car back and do it in the shade, and then we'll go out for a bit of a drive. Right, I'll just move the car back just to finish it off. But yeah, there we are. The vinyl roof, nice and shiny now, and it's gone from being kind of a grey colour to almost black. So it looks rather nice, I think. Same with the C-pillar vinyl covers as well. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to show you, just remind you what it's doing in reverse, and then we'll just go for a little bit of a drive so you can hear it now that the exhaust has been fixed and it is sounding a little bit better. Right, so hopefully he's going to start up really well, this car actually. It's really good. I'm just going to pull him forward slightly. And we'll get out into the light and just remind you what he's doing. So if I go into reverse, so that's in this car, that gate up and then just pops out like that. Now so that's quite a gentle one. Sometimes it can be a bit more like that, aggressive. But we'll get out and we'll just go for a little bit of a drive so you can hear how the car's sounding now that the exhaust has been fixed. And it's getting warm in here. And yeah, just give you some V8 burble basically, because we know you like that. So as you can probably hear, I'm going to put the window up because again I know you get frustrated when I've got wind noise. But he's a lot smoother and he's pulling, I think obviously when your front pipe's not connected properly you do lose power, you certainly lose fuel economy. Not that this thing's the most economical car in the world, but really nice and smooth. I have to slow down because we're going into a village, but oh, it's just so nice. And it just, that V8 burble, the way this car just wafts along over the roads. I mean, the roads around here are seriously bumpy, but this car just glides over them. Whereas if I'm in the BMW, which has got lowered, quite hard suspension, you're kind of feeling every little crease in the road. Very much like an MGTF as well, with standard suspension. Very harsh. But this thing, yeah, it's got big fat tyres, it's got that Didion tube set up at the back. So basically what it is an upside down U, or an N, you could call it an N, and it's filled either full of oil or grease. And that basically, they're linked, and it keeps the back of the car should stay absolutely flat. And the wheels should be working like anything to keep the car nice and level. And having followed Austin drove this car down to AGF for its repair last week, and I followed him down the hill, and the back of the car was seriously flat. But listen to this. Going seriously well. So my rev counter, so the oil pressure gauge, it sort of doesn't come on 9 times out of 10. It did come on last Saturday actually, after the car wouldn't start. Last Sunday, sorry, after the car wouldn't start. Oh, we've got a jogger, just make sure we don't run him over. The oil pressure gauge decided to work. The rev counter sometimes works. The speedo works pretty well, although it's bouncing now stupidly. But it actually, if the speedo's showing 55, I'm actually doing 60. So normally the speedo's the other way around. Normally if you're showing 55, you're actually doing 50, but this one's decided to work like that. So I definitely think over the winter, obviously gearbox out, get that oil leak looked at, obviously give the car a really thorough service, plugs, points, all that stuff. Dashboard out, get it all fixed over winter, no hurry, that is a bit bumpy, even in this car. And yeah, just get it right so it's all ready for next spring. But the plan for this summer is just to do some fettling, get that back bit painted up, enjoy the car. I'm not going to take it too far, A, because it's an older car, it's very, very thirsty. But my plan with this one is to get it to the BMC and BL show, or whatever it's called, BMC and Leyland show. It's in Gaydon in July. It's not too far, it's 45 minutes from here, so it's not too far to go. This car will be at the Chiltern Hills Rally on the Sunday the 18th of May. Hopefully, say it will, but you never know with older cars. Sometimes things don't quite go to plan. But for now, thank you for watching. If you want to see more content on cars like this, test drives of cars like this, then please do hit that subscribe button and bell notification if you don't already do so. I'm just going to do a bit of a U-turn here. Give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop a comment down below, and I will see you again very soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers. Give you a bit more V8 burblage. Goodbye.